Welcome to this short video on why Jira is not enough. Jira is enough for some things, just not for others. When I say it's not enough, what I'm saying is it's not enough for organizations who have used waterfall for years and are trying to transform to Agile and then scale it. Also, I'm talking about large enterprises, especially those in regulated industries like financial services, insurance, pharmaceuticals. So the title really should be Why Jira is Not Enough When Transforming to Agile and Scaling Agile in Large Regulated Enterprises. This describes Blueprint's customers. We've seen this over and over again. Most had Jira before they became our customers, and they came to us because they found Jira was not enough. If I were to summarize across these customers, they found three main reasons why Jira was not enough. The first reason, in large regulated organizations that are doing application development, there's just too much contextual information that needs to be considered that Jira was never designed to handle. In these companies, the application development group is typically trying to address the needs of four main constituents when they build and deliver solutions. The first, of course, is the business or lines of business. The customer of the business, especially if it's a customer-facing solution they're delivering. Internal technical needs like architecture, infrastructure, interaction with legacy systems or components. And finally, the needs of regulators or regulatory obligations. The volume of needs from these constituents can be very, very large. They can be captured and analyzed with a variety of techniques like business value streams or customer journeys, for example. They need to be broken down into detail, understood, and ultimately result in user stories being created or influenced that drive what's being built. Jira is great at handling user stories. And some higher level items like epics, maybe themes, but that's about it. It's not designed to deal with all the other things you see here, which by the way is only some of the other things that need to be dealt with. The second main reason our customers found is that they're dealing with legacy applications and imperfect architectures. Every organization aspires to have that perfect setup with large numbers of independent agile teams running in parallel, delivering together frequently, like daily, for example. But to do this depends on a modern decoupled service-based architecture that's highly modular with few cross-dependencies. As everybody knows, for companies that have been in business for many years with large systems that were architected years ago, sometimes decades ago, it takes a long time to update an architecture. This is just a fact, and this is one of the main barriers to these companies as they attempt to scale up their agile initiatives. The third reason they've experienced is just the sheer amount of change that this requires, and people's expectations of it happening quickly. With traditional software methods like waterfall, people had a certain set of roles that followed a certain process, had certain deliverables, they hit certain milestones, and possessed certain skills and techniques to perform various tasks within this environment. You cannot just wave a wand and have a large number of people change all of these things in a short period. It takes time, often a lot of time. And the hard part is that we still need to run the business and deliver while it's happening. A little like changing the tire while the car is traveling down the road. Not surprisingly, Jira doesn't really address this either. Jira is great if you're already agile, but really doesn't have much to offer to help you get there. Again, this is a real practical problem that these companies face as they're trying to transform to agile. It's something they can't brush aside, they have to deal with it. Blueprint's Storyteller helps our customers address these challenges, plus others, that real large organizations face when trying to transform to Agile and scale. First, Storyteller doesn't replace Jira, it augments or complements Jira. As you know, Jira is focused on managing the work of many people, and it does a great job of it. Storyteller defines what that work is, considering all of those needs that I showed you, ensuring that everything's aligned and everything's been taken into account. The net result is that it removes what we would call unhealthy rework. That is, rework that could have been avoided because all the information was actually available earlier, while supporting what we would call healthy rework. The rework and refactoring that happens naturally as part of a healthy agile process of discovery. Looking at it a little more deeply, Storyteller captures, analyzes, and details the needs of all of the constituents and uses this information to define the work that is then automatically populated into Jira to be executed. Storyteller does this through three major areas of capability. It pulls all this constituent information together into a single central versioned repository It leverages the power of visual modeling to analyze and communicate and define the solution. And it has innovative Agile automation features that can do things like auto-generate stories from visual models of the solution, along with gherkins and functional tests. Not to mention that it'll automatically generate required documentation that many organizations still require, even though their development is transforming to Agile, which is a common point of friction during a transformation. By deploying Storyteller with Jira, our customers have helped overcome these 3 reasons of why Jira alone is not enough. And we'd be more than happy to send you a list of all the ways that Storyteller supports Agile transformation. All you need to do is contact us. We'll send it along, and we also welcome a conversation to discuss how Storyteller can overcome your organization's Agile transformation and scaling challenges.